All right, it's time for yet another fabulous Sunday night news and nonsense. And in this season, kids, remember, we're trying to convince TotalOS today to kick Malware 10, Windows 10 to the curb. How you doing, Toss?
Well, thanks to Windows 10, I'm here.
You mean Malware 10, right?
You could call it what you like. Thanks to malware, I'm here.
Awesome. So tell me about that Ubuntu update.
Well, a few days ago, I ran the software updater as most people would, and I.
Let me pause here for a moment, kids. Remember, we have this saying that goes, Linux has always been user-friendly in that it chooses its friends. Go ahead, Toss.
Well, then I guess I'll have to quit.
Yeah, so what happened with your update? Is something broken Ubuntu and you lost all your entire system, or what?
Ran the updates, the system froze, I rebooted, all the files, sayonara, goodbye, adios muchachos. Luckily, I had backed up like 80% of my stuff, but the fact was it was an annoyance to put everything back in. Thanks to Windows 10, I'm here, and if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be here tonight. I'm still, installing my stuff in Ubuntu Mate, which seems stable so far, but has not been a good week. The update, something broke.
Well, at least you've got some experience with Manjaro now, and you'll be able to transition over to that soon.
That is staying on my laptop for further testing.
Okay. And I did see your video where you were able to easily set up your printer, but you had a little bit of difficulty. And before we started recording, kids, Toss told me he did figure out how to set up the wireless interface. And for me, it really wasn't that hard to do. All I just did was pull up some Arch documentation, and it told me how to open up the web interface for cups. And that was just, all I had to do was just type in some simple little information, and then I was able to access a wireless printer that way. And there's more than one way to do that, though. So you're able to get that set up and everything's ponies and rainbows then on that end, right?
I got it working, and right now, to be honest, I forget exactly how I did it. It was trial and error. I got it working, but if you have a document, something that you can send me, so I have something to fall back on, that would be great.
Yeah, I'll be happy to send you some documentation after the show. But really, you're going to cry when you see how easy it is to do this in your web browser.
Fix the forum. There was nothing in the forum, and that was like, God, geez, here we go on the hunting expedition.
Okay, well, the thing is, I did see that on your video where you went into the forum, but the thing is, they had to upgrade their forum software, and it's not as easy to get into their old forum.
Yeah.
But I imagine there's a way you can find that information because I'm sure it's been discussed many times before, but now they are on a new forum, so searching the new forum doesn't quite yield the results you want just yet. So you have to do the old forum thing. So other than that, how is the experience going for you on Manjaro?
It seems stable. I haven't noticed any hiccups or glitches. It's been more the user-friendly experience, like, the installer issue and, trying to figure out how to hook up wireless printing, not being able to play a CD out of the box. I mean, I figured it out.
Who plays CDs anymore, Tots?
That's not the point. Can you imagine?
Come on. And we've got our... we're going to tie you to a tree and force feed you Geritol.
Here's why. One of my subscribers said, try playing a CD in Manjaro. I'm like, why? Okay, fine. Well, now I know why. It did freaking work.
Yeah, but the thing is, well, see, what you needed to tell that guy to do was, just rip your entire music CD collection and store it as OGG files or MP3s or whatever format you want, and then you have access to it. Really,
it has to read the CD in the first place.
All right. Well, as I promised, kids, we're going to try and get Toss to kick Windows to the curb. So let's start off with our first article of interest this week. And I had to laugh when I saw this. Microsoft denies forcing Windows 10 upgrade. Now get this. Microsoft tells developers, never, ever, ever use the red X button as a confirmation in a dialogue. For instance, do you want to, install this software? By pressing the X to close the application, it should close the application, right? Well, in the Windows upgrade dialogues, pressing the X button is still considered confirmation that, yes, I want my malware 10 upgrade.
Well, look, I did catch some of the Windows 10 debacle, as it were. Here's the thing with Windows 10. From a technology standpoint, it works. Gaming is great. It works. Everything works out of the box. The problem isn't the technology, Spatchy. The problem is the policy or the politics of Windows 10. And they got it wrong. That's what sucks. Windows 10 works. That's what I'm using now. But, all the stuff, all the politics behind it, Microsoft, you got it wrong. Just admit it.
Well, the thing is, though, there are some people that are kicking and screaming and holding on to the older Windows versions. Let's face it, Windows 7 is a good operating system.
Yes.
Okay? A very good, a very stable operating system. I used it myself for the longest time.
Yes.
And the thing is, some people may have hardware that just will not work with Windows 10. And forcing people into these upgrades causes a major grievance for a number of these people. A lot of these computers that shipped with Windows 7, they didn't even ship with a DVD or anything like that. Instead, they shipped with a partition. And my question is, does the Windows 10 upgrade wipe out that restore partition on the hard drive so that you can't just,
no.
Well, thank goodness for that.
No,
because
I tested it on a test machine. That would have really ticked me off. But actually, I tested it on two machines, my current machine here and my spare Lenovo desktop. The Windows partition, the recovery partitions are still there. It does not erase that. So that's
thank goodness.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's still an inconvenience. You may have all your family photo albums and stuff on your computer, and you have a bunch of data. I had one of these lady friend acquaintances of mine. She had a bunch of documents saved on her computer, and when the upgrade to Windows 10 automatically came in, she lost those documents as a result of the upgrade. And she's asking me to go through her system using some undelete software to try and find these fragments of files and recover them. And unfortunately, I could recover some of the software. I mean, some of the documents that she lost, but I couldn't recover everything. And the most important documents that she lost. I mean, it's terrible. So, that's the first item up. It was slim pickings for Linux news this week, kids, but we're going to be doing a lot of picking on Microsoft. Go ahead, Toss.
Well, like I said, Microsoft got the technology right. They got the policy wrong. And that's just a fact. So that's it.
Okay, here's something else. Everybody loves Microsoft smartphones, don't they?
Not really.
Nokia. Nokia remnants killed undersea cable project. Microsoft roundup. Microsoft severed all remaining ties to Nokia, awarding funding to startups to improve global connectivity, and partnered with Facebook to build a cross-Atlantic cable. Now, Microsoft dealt a major blow to its phone division hit this week when the company announced plans to eliminate 1,850 jobs and take a financial hit of $950 million. I speculate, Toss, that they're probably going to take that out of Steve Ballmer's pension.
Oh, yeah, sure. No problem. No problem.
So job cuts are intended to streamline Microsoft's phone business and cut all remaining ties to its $7.2 billion Nokia acquisition. Yep.
Oh,
every.
my.
I wonder if Nokia is going to start shipping Android again.
You think?
God,
You think?
I don't know.
Poor Microsoft cannot
I
catch a
still like the idea of Bill Gates taking that $950 million out of Steve Ballmer's pension, though.
I think that would be fair.
Yeah. You got anything related to this, Toss, or should I go to the next one?
Well, go to the next one. I'll be merciful.
Microsoft wants to protect us from our own stupid passwords. I thought this was nonsense. This is from Nerdist. In a recent blog post, Microsoft Identity Protection Team employees outlined 2 steps the tech giant is taking in order to halt fry with a brain slug level passwords on Microsoft Ad and various other Microsoft platforms that include account services like Outlook, Xbox, OneDrive, etc. Banning passwords that are used too much and denying people access to accounts by utilizing smart password lockouts. So, Toss, that means you can't use your pet Fluffy as a password anymore.
You ruined
So,
my day.
yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, you use your, Fluffy Wuffy is your pet's name and you use Fluffy Wuffy as your password. Microsoft is going to go, no, you can't use it. You got to have an uppercase letter and a lowercase letter, and you've got to have at least 5 hash symbols and a bunch of other crap.
So I can't use the password Tushy Wushy.
You need to use a password nobody can remember, not even you.
That's called brain dead.
Gotta love it. But the thing is, you should use secure passwords nowadays.
Yes.
And one of the suggestions that was made was, instead of just typing in, just a simple word and maybe a number, instead type a whole sentence. Like
Yes.
but don't use the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dogs. That's my password.
Oops.
Oh, but the thing is, I use upper and lowercase letters all the way through it. You'll never figure it out. It'll take the average brute forcing program 20 years to get my password.
That's pretty fast.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, because of my busy week, shall I say, I just have a couple nonsense stuff and I'm done.
Yeah, what? That's oh goodness. Okay, well then
I was busy fixing Linux. Do you mind?
okay. All right, and now I suppose it's now time for the nonsense report. Hey?
I'm ready.
Good night. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's our show. Goodbye.
What you got, Toss?
An electrician in Brazil finds a dead snake in a malfunctioning PlayStation 4.
Okay.
I think I know what happened. The snake was playing that game Left 4 Dead, and the snake got fused inside the circuit board. Now, I know games are getting more realistic, but this is ridiculous.
Okay, next.
You might like this one. A man went for a loan at a bank here in the States. I think it was in South Carolina, and he got arrested. You want to know why?
For what?
He needed a loan to purchase meth.
I'd like to take out a loan so I can support my drug habit. Yeah, let me send the FBI over to come pick you up, buddy.
That's what.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
For all we know, this could have been just some homeless dude that's sick of being homeless and out on the streets because they can't find work or nothing like that. So people do stupid stuff like this so they can get 3 free hots and a cot in the city jail.
I don't know the entire story, but the headline obviously.
Well, it makes sense that something like that could happen, though, Toss.
Yes.
It's terrible what's happening in this world, yeah.
But we don't know the whole story. Look, here's a human being who apparently needs help, so I totally get it.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Okay, hold on. I just found something off the Huffington Post. Batman is the worst partner ever during police ride-along.
What?
The Dark Knight doesn't play by the rules, so when Batman rode along with a cop from the Fort Worth Police Department in Texas, it's probably no surprise to hear that it didn't end too well.
Poor Batman.
Bruce Wayne's alter ego moans extensively about the police car in a hilarious recruitment video, and the department posted on Facebook. The car doesn't have anything on the Batmobile, the superhero says, before annoyingly humming the TV show's theme song and then mocking the officer for receiving calls on a radio and not via the bat signal.
Put that in the next Batman movie.
Goodness.
Oh, wait, I have one more. Speaking of cars,
Go ahead.
I know you live in Florida. Okay, here we go. This is Key West, Florida. The city of Key West, Florida put out a call for help to find the owner of a most unusually illegally parked vehicle. A replica of the car from the Flintstones.
What?
Yeah, the car, quote unquote, was illegally parked. And this picture, it looks like the Fred Flintstone. That looks kind of cool. I want one.
Toss, get off of my Mumble server and show up using Linux next week.
Yes, I made it thanks to the savior that is Windows 10.
Malware
Don't-
10.
Don't say a word, because I'm here because... Anyway, thanks for listening tonight. It was a little... Actually, I was not late. It was right on time. So, yeah, join us every Sunday night here on the Mumble Cup of Linux server at 8 p.m. Eastern. Barring any more Linux breakdowns, I'll be back next week. We'll all be back next week, right, Spatry?
And hopefully by then you will have kicked Windows to the curb and you'll be using Manjaro as your daily driver, right?
I am still testing Manjaro, and yes, it is stable.
See you next week, Toss.
Adios.
Goodbye.